Okay, next for the introduction, the use of Islamic elements, that means Sunnah, in marketing and labeling of food products is increasingly popular and widespread in the Malaysian market. This phenomenon is due to the high demand from the consumer owing to various factors, such as the current interest of people towards Islam is so high that whatever it is claimed is the efficacy of the Quran, so many believe that without prior inspection. However, some dangers come with this uncontrolled practice. Okay, next for the Sunnah food definition. Specific food associated with such as Prophet Nabi Muhammad SAW, like diet honey, dates, kismis, olives oil, and anything. And next, for the consumer vulnerability. Muslim consumers may trust Sunnah food claims too readily, raising concerns about exploitation of faith. Assalamualaikum. For the abstract, misuse of Islamic attributes in Malaysian food labeling. For the issue, there is marketing issues Islamic attributes, the term Sunnah, to attract Muslim consumers, potentially misleading them. About the problem, marketing uses Islamic attributes to attract Muslim consumers. This misuses Islamic concepts and it can be misleading. For the research goal, we identify how Sunnah food is misused in labeling, understand the impact on consumers and Islamic principles. For the potential impacts, devalues concept of Sunnah, misleads consumers about health, and exploits Islam for commercial gain.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Haris Junior, Muhammad Shahid. My meter number 1212239. So today I will explain to you about the methodology of our assignment. So first, the literature review, and the objective is to understand the usage of the term Sunnah in relation to halal food in Malaysia. So the approach, first we analyze theological, cultural, and historical perspective on Sunnah. So next, we also examine Sunnah in Islamic jurisprudence and halal food law. For example, review legal and regulatory frameworks such as the Trade Description Act 2011 and the Food Acts 1983. So next, we also review legal framework shaping the use of Sunnah in the halal industry. Next, research finding. The objective of research finding is to gather qualitative data on the usage and interpretation of Sunnah in halal food practices. So the method is we conduct the Google form survey with faculty Sharia and law students and halal food consumers. And we also explore religious significance, application, regulation, marketing challenges, and consumer impact of Sunnah. We also ensure anonymity for honest responses, and we thematic analyze to identify key themes and patterns. Next, data analysis. So the objective is to gain comprehensive understanding of the term Sunnah in the Malaysia halal food industry. So the approach is thematic analysis of survey data. Next, examine historical, religious, and regulatory aspect of Sunnah. We also analyze usage in the marketing and certification of the Sunnah term. And also we report key findings, themes, and industry implication of Sunnah. So that's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zikrillah bin Muhammad Amin. My number matric is 1213561. Next part is literature review. The first one is Sunnah. Sunnah, particularly in the context of food and nutrition. Linguistically, Sunnah means path, rule, habit, or way of life. It refers to the lifestyle and practices of Prophet Muhammad SAW, documented in hadith, which are reports of his words, action, and approvals. When we talk about food and nutrition, we understand that they provide energy or calories, support growth and repair, and maintaining our cells. Our diet consists of macronutrients such as protein, fats, and carbohydrates, as well as micronutrients including vitamins and minerals. Sunnah foods are those mentioned in hadith and likened by the Prophet Muhammad SAW. These include dates, barley, figs, grapes, honey, and etc. These foods have been used as marketing slogan due to their association with the Prophet's practices. However, it is crucial to remember that all foods are blessings from Allah, not just those categorized as Sunnah food. Each type of food has its own unique benefit and plays a role in maintaining our health and well-being. In conclusion, embracing the Sunnah in our dietary habits can offer us guidance towards a balanced and wholesome lifestyle, but must also appreciate the variety of foods Allah has provided for us. Next is the concept of halal and tayyib. Halal and tayyib in the context of our dietary choices. Halal, which is mean permitted, and not prohibited, refers to the food that is free from impurities like carrion, blood, and alcohol. Additionally, it emphasized that the food should not be someone else's property without permission. Tayyib, on the other hand, means pure, the opposite of impure. It signifies food that brings delight and goodness, both in worldly and spiritually aspect. For food to be truly tayyib, it must be also be halal and obtained in the permissible way. These include foods proven to be beneficial to health and based on scientific evidence. The Quran guides us on this method in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 168. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الناس كلوا مما في الأرض حلالا طيبا ولا تتبعوا خطوات الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين. It means, O mankind, eat from whatever is on earth that is lawful and good, and do not follow the footsteps of Satan. Indeed, he is your clear enemy. This verse beautifully encapsulates the importance of consuming foods that is not only lawful but also pure and beneficial. By adhering to this principle, we ensure that our dietary choices are aligned with both spiritual and physical well-being. Next is scenario. The interest in halal food among Muslims has surged, with agencies like Yakim and associations such as CAP and PPIM promoting it as a clean spiritual lifestyle. The Trade Description Act 2011 in Malaysia defines halal standards, emphasizing permissible ingredients and preparation methods, but does not address the role of Sunnah in the halal food consumption. This gap may challenge consumers waiting to follow dietary recommendations and Sunnah practices. However, the rapid growth in the nutraceutical industry has led to a concerning trend: the promotion of a false definition of Sunnah food. Functional foods and dietary supplements often incorporate local herbs and so-called Sunnah foods like dates, resin, pomegranates, saffron, and black seeds. Products like Jus Tuk Guru uh, claim health benefits supported by prophetic saying, but many of these claims are lack proper verification and can be misleading. Sunnah foods, also imported from the Middle East and widely marketed, appealing to Muslims seeking both physical and spiritual nourishment in line with Prophet Muhammad SAW teaching. Yet, the exploitation of Sunnah for commercial purposes undermines the true extent of these practices and may lead to misconception among consumers. It is crucial to recognize that not all products labeled as Sunnah foods truly adhere to the teachings and spirit of Islam. We must ensure that our dietary choices are based on authentic practices and verified information rather than falling prey to marketing tactics that distort the concept of Sunnah. Lastly, the growing interest in prophetic food products demands scientific verification of their claimed benefits. Many nutraceuticals on the market are not rigorously tested. Prophetic foods are highly valued for their perceived benefits and the spiritual satisfaction they provide. But this psychological impact must be balanced with evidence-based validation. Debated hadiths on the medical benefits of this product need careful scientific and religious consideration. Weak hadiths should be scrutinized to avoid mispresentation of prophetic advice. Historically, there have been instances of merchants fabricating hadiths to boost sales, a practice that continues to pose risks today. Modern adaptation of prophetic food products often mix original ingredients with other elements, altering their nutritional value. Scientific research is crucial to assess the actual benefits of this mixture. Verification not only builds confidence in the health claims of prophetic foods, but also ensure alignment with the religious teaching. While numerous studies exist on individual foods like honey, olive oil, and dates, more research is needed on traditional mixture. This approach ensures that the health benefit claims are legitimate and in harmony with Islamic teachings. In conclusion, scientific research on prophetic foods is essential to confirm their benefits and maintain the integrity of religious teachings. Comprehensive study from religious, scientific, and social perspective can improve health and affirm the prophethood of Muhammad SAW. Collaboration with relevant parties can enhance the quality of life and health from an Islamic perspective.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Is- My name is Muhammad Al-Azwan Garden. My meeting number is 12123884. Okay, so now I want to talk about the research finding about our topic. So, there is a Google form survey has been made which targeted the students from Faculty of Sharia and Law (FSU) to collect some data. The aim or the purpose of the survey is to gather as much as information among the respondents about their experience or their knowledge according to the term of Sunnah in halal food. So, this approach facilitates a comprehensive understanding um, of the students' understanding about their usage of the term of Sunnah in halal food industry in Malaysia. Okay, so, according to the data survey that we have gained before, there are slightly more men, which is consists of 52.9% than female, 47.1% to participate in this survey. Most of the respondents consist of 70.6% are currently in third year of study, following by second year of study, 23.5%, and for the first year students, 5.9% as the lowest respondents to take this survey, with no participant from the fourth year students. Based on the first questions, we can see that majority of the respondents, 94.1%, clearly know about the Sunnah food before, and only one respondent, which is 5.9%, doesn't hear any Sunnah food before. The survey also highlights that majority of the respondents, 88.2%, know about the prohibitions to use the term of Sunnah in industry and halal food. Meanwhile, the rest of the respondents, which is 11.8%, doesn't know if the usage of Sunnah term in halal foods is totally prohibited in our country.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fikri Afifi bin Muhammad Syahimi, matrix number 1213478. Now I will continue on research finding. When we ask about their perspective, if the respondent believe that some of the food product that had been sold out, they are not comply with the regulation made by JAKIM, majority of the respondent, which is 64%, convinced to the statement given, and 23% of other respondent not sure if some of the food product out of there are not comply with the regulation, and followed by 11% does not agree with the statement given. For the next question, the question that has been asked was, do Sunnah food in the market nowadays have specific standards set up by JAKIM? Surprisingly, for this question, there is no dominant majority, as we can see in the chart of some of respondents are confused or do not have any knowledge to answer this question. Both answer, which is yes and no, share the same percentage, which is 35.3%, and the rest of respondents, 29.4%, was unsure about this question. And lastly, majority of the respondents agree that selling Sunnah food using halal logo is against the regulations set up by JAKIM, and the rest of the respondents, which is 11.8%, who answer not sure for this question. However, we can see in this chart there is a few respondents, which is 11.8%, said that it is not a fault to sell Sunnah food using halal logo, although it is contradict with the regulation. Data analysis. On this research, we can infer the survey and analyze, discuss above that the majority of FSU students are aware of the problem with the term Sunnah being used in Malaysian halal food. Additionally, they are aware that breaking the law is strictly forbidden, and majority of the comment acknowledge that the regulation do not mention in term Sunnah, but they did not offer any new insight. Next, I will share to all of you on our recommendation. First of all, regulation and guidelines. We need to introduce the specific regulation or guidelines that define how religious term can be used on the food packaging. This should outline permissible use and restrict misleading or unauthorized references to religious practice. And next is approval process. They implement a formal approval process for food package label that include religious term. This could involve a review by religious authorities like Mufti, or a design regulatory body to ensure compliance with ethical and cultural standards such as JAKIM. And next one, monitoring and enforcement to the people. Strengthen monitoring and enforcement mechanism to detect and penalize instances for illegal use of religious term. This may involve regular inspection of food product and section for non-compliance. And the last one is the public awareness campaign, which is this method quite famous. The conduct public awareness campaign to educate consumer and the manufacturer about the appropriate use of religious term on food packaging. This could help clarify what constitutes respectful and lawful usage. Thank you, that's all from me.
So, as a conclusion, the research understanding the use of the term Sunnah in halal food in Malaysia has provided deep insight into the significance of Sunnah in the halal food sector. By examining views from stakeholders such as Islamic scholars, authorities, business leaders, consumers, and students, it reveals how Sunnah is understood and applied in halal food practice. So, the key findings demonstrate the historical and religious roots of Sunnah and its role in halal food standards and laws. The study also highlights various interpretations of Sunnah which can lead to challenges with the industry. And lastly, the research shows how Sunnah influences consumer expectation and perception, suggesting that aligning marketing strategies with the values of the Malaysian Muslim community can be beneficial. The insight gathered can serve as a foundation for further discussion and collaborations, aiming to enhance the integrity and trustworthiness of the Malaysian halal food industry through a nuanced understanding of Sunnah. That's all from us. Thank you.